Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for stopping by J2 Comments and Cards. Check out another video. So today's video, I want to talk about Pokemon cards, Pokemon trading cards. And so um, this video is for anyone who's into trading cards, specifically Pokemon. We're going to talk a little bit about decks. If you're playing Pokemon cards, talk a little bit about the different types of Pokemon cards. And if you're looking to collect, maybe some cards you could look into to kind of help get you started. So in the Pokemon world, there's a lot out there. Again, I attend several trading shows. I've been vendor at a number of shows, and with Pokemon is a phenom that the community is big. People come out for Pokemon. They're either buying, they're selling, they're playing the game. It's the gamut, right? So you really, it can be overwhelming, but I think it's finding out your niche, what works best for you. Now, my son, he started off by playing, right? And he still likes to play. He plays in different Pokemon tournaments. And so he enjoys doing that. I have a deck. I've actually built a deck, and we're constantly upgrading our deck. So we play, against each other, and then, he also does tournaments. So that's the playing side, understanding the rules of the game and how things work and what you need. So I'm going to highlight a couple things if you're playing Pokemon. But then if you're collecting, there's, those same cards that you put in your deck. If you want to collect those cards, what you find is people will buy duplicates. So what that means is if you are a big fan of the fire type Pokemon, then if there's a particular character who's a fire type, you might buy two cards, one for your collection and one for your deck. And the reason that is because the one that you're putting in the collection, you don't want to get it damaged if you're adding it to your deck. And so what you'll notice is, if you're playing Pokemon, more than likely you have more than one deck, right? So here's a case, so this is one deck and that I have. Here's the deck that I play with the most, and I'm going to show you what's in this case. We'll talk a little about that. And then here are some decks that for the beginner, right? So you want to start playing, but you're not too sure where to get started. You can go to any trade card store and buy these build a battle. So these are decks that are already built for you to just open it up, take the cards out, and begin playing, right? So for those that might be new to Pokemon, playing the actual game, you need 60 cards. You need 60 cards in your deck, right? And so with your deck, you decide how many cards you want to put in your deck. But there's different types of cards. So you have energy cards, you have support cards, trainer cards. So there's a number of different types of cards that you can put in your deck. But it really depends on the level of play. So for example, if you're a beginner, I highly recommend maybe starting with a beginner battle box. All right, so you build a battle, and so basically when you buy it, you're ready to start learning how to play. Once you start, playing for a little bit and you're comfortable, as you begin to buy cards to build your deck, right? You want to make sure these are actually sleeves. So this is Dragon Shield. So this is a really popular brand when it comes to sleeves to protect your cards, right? So blue is my favorite color, and so that's why I have blue on this one. So this is one particular deck that I started building. This is the psychic deck, right? So this was one deck. What you'll notice is people who play Pokemon, they have different, as I mentioned before, they have different types of decks. So they might have a psychic, one deck might be psychic. The deck I play with the most, this is the deck that's in the hard case. So I'll open this up so you can see it. All right, so this little flap lifts up like that, and then you can see the cards are here, right? So now this is the deck that I play with the most, and so that's why I have it in this protected case. Unlike, you know, the Dragon Shield, I just leave it in the box. You can keep it in the box as well, right? This deck is more so the deck that I play with to practice, and then the fire deck is the deck that I prefer to play. You know, if I haven't done tournaments, my son is more so big in the tournaments. I play just so that he can get to, give him some practice as he builds his strategy. But these are the cards that's in that deck, and the cool thing with the deck is you're all as someone who plays Pokemon, like you're always fine tuning your deck. So your deck is never your deck should never be considered finished, because what happens, I'm going to show you a couple of cards. Some cards are retired, all right? So what that means is all Pokemon cards have a letter in the bottom left corner, right? So in the bottom left corner, there's a letter. And I'm see if you can, it's probably a little hard to see, but it's right here in the bottom left corner. And from time to time, they rotate those letters. And so you have to, if you're planning to play, especially in a tournament, you have to keep track of the letter that's on the bottom of the card. In most cases, they'll tell you, okay, that those letters have been retired, right? So right now, I think they're up to I think it's EFG might be the rotation. So you have to pay attention to what letters are in rotation, what letters have been retired, and if in your deck you have letters that are no longer in play, you have to go into your deck, pull the cards that have been retired, and then place new cards into your deck that are now eligible for play, right? So for all of those that play Pokemon, you're familiar with this, but for someone that's new to Pokemon, you definitely want to make sure that you ask questions, because you have some hardcore Pokemon players who know the rules inside and out. And if you're just starting out, it's always good to learn from a person who's been playing a while, so that you're not embarrassed and you have some confidence when you sit down to play. But it's a fun game, cool game to play. And as I mentioned, you're always refining your deck, right? And a deck that you're gonna play with all the time, because this is a little investment, having to change cards out. And if you want big cards, you want to keep them protected. So that's why I have them in this hard case, which is pretty cool. And it locks. They're not locks, but it's like a magnetic seal to keep the cards from falling out. So you have your beginner box, right? You can find these, you can buy these right off the shelf, and this case is just fine. This case is fine for someone who's just starting, and then it also has the instructions inside. I'll take this out so you can see it. So all of those battle boxes come with the instructions on how to get started, the cards that are in that particular run, so to help you out with that. All right. Now, in reference to, we talked a little bit about playing Pokemon, what you'll need when you're playing Pokemon. But now I want to jump into what if you're collecting? What if you're collecting Pokemon? Now, all of the cards that I just showed you, that's a part of these decks. You could, this is how the collection starts. You start by, you have what was a deck. You decided, okay, well, I really like that. I really like that character, or I like that type of card. I think I want to start, finding more cards. I'm looking in the deck for a card to show. You might decide that you want a particular character to start collecting, right? So, once you have that character, then You can collect just that character, or you can collect different styles of cards. And so that's what I want to talk about next, is the different styles. Now, you have your normal, this would be considered a basic. All right, so this would be your base set of Pokemon cards. These are the traditional printing or designs when Pokemon cards have been around for a long time. So this is what they look like. This is considered a base. All right, so just your regular Pokemon cards you can put in your deck. And then you have like your Vs and your VMAX and your EX. That's what, so then these are a little more polished. All right, so you go from your flat artwork. I'm gonna hold this one up. So you go from still lots of colors, all right, but now it looks a little more realistic, right? So more three-dimensional. You have more smoother tones, a lot of shadows and highlights, all right? So two different types. And then the style that I like to collect the most are the illustrator cards. So and that's where you have more of a higher quality image. The colors are more vibrant. They pop off the card. They're very detailed, And so with these cards, these are normally, they're called art illustrator cards, but they're very popular, and they can go up in value depending on the card. They can go up in value because of the quality of the card. There's so much detail in this one card. It's amazing how the artist was able to really fit it all into this card size, and that's what's so cool about the cards, is the level of detail that they're able to get into the card and then once it's printed. Now, I'm thinking about, I would imagine that they didn't start this size, all right? So it probably was a full-size drawing, and then they scaled it down to the card size. But the printing quality of these cards, the artwork is super amazing, and that's why they're known as art rares, art illustrator, art cards. So these are cool cards to add to your collection if you're planning to collect cards, all right? So again, if you're looking to play, all right, you need a deck of 60 cards. You decide what type of Pokemon, if it's going to be water type or fighting type, iron type, psychic. Is a lot, you find the type that you like, and then you start building your deck on that. And then, as I mentioned before, you want to make sure that you're rotating your cards, because some cards will retire and you'll need to update them. Now, again, this information is for someone who, you're new to Pokemon. You may not even know what Pokemon cards or the game is all about. Go to starting from your basic build a battle set to now building up your own. You can build your own deck one card at a time. You can do that as well. So thank you for stopping by the channel. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you watching the video. Please like the video if it was helpful. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Peace.